Hi guys, and welcome to this Model Engineers workshop. Today in the workshop, there's going to be no tap dancing, but there's going to be lots of drilling and tapping. Hi guys, I'm the chef. Today in the workshop, we're going to carry on with the cylinder blocks. I've got the left-hand one on the bench here with me. The right-hand one is still in the mill vise from the last operation we did, which was of course putting in the ports on that cylinder block itself. So let's come in on closer onto the workbench and I'll talk through what we're going to do today. Okay guys, so today what we're going to do. Cylinder block, port's already in. We're going to be drilling 10 holes, so two rows of 4, one in the middle of each here. Got the trusty little sketch. There we go. Close by. These ones are going to be M5. There's the tap for the M5. The 4.2 tapping drill, of course, is over there, ready to go in the mill along with a center drill. Then in the frame side, here we go. We're going to be drilling 2 rows of 4 holes here. These are going to be M6. They're the ones that bolt this whole block onto the frames. We can then test fit these onto the frames. That's going to be exciting. But then we also have 2 little holes to put in the bottom here in the center line, on the center line of the ball, just for the cylinder drain cocks. And of course we've got the big exhaust port hole to put through, which is a 14mm hole, which comes in through here and breaks into the bottom of the exhaust port down there. Right, so the right hand one's over in the mill vise already, so I need this with me at the moment. That is for later. Let's get on with this. Okay guys, so here we go. Just a little piece of paper with a sketch on it at the hand. You can just about make out just there, here. There's the other one there, and there's one here. I've just taken the center drill down just to check my spacings, put the ruler against everything as much as I use the DRO just as a numbnut check. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to do here. We've then got on the same spacings 4 here, 1 in the middle here, and 1 in the middle there. Now there's lots of meat to go at. The drawing says M5 by 10, so I'm actually going to go drilling by 12 deep because there's a bit more room. The last thing you want is to be botting around a tap. I don't want to be breaking it. So the operations is going to be center drill, 4.2, which is tapping size for M5. Drill the M5, whip that out the chuck, put the tap in the chuck. The tap is just here at the side of me. There it is. So that's the M5 tap. And put the machine in low gear, get the tap started, loosen it out from the chuck, let everything drop away, get the tap wrench onto it and tap it carefully till we hit the bottom. So I'll record the first one in real time. I'll probably speed that up because that'll be boring as batshit anyway. And then when I've got all 10 in, I can bring you back. All right guys, here goes. It's going to get noisy as it always does. So here we go. Change out for the 4.2, tapping size M5. Make sure we tighten that up. Now, just pop that in place, bring this down, just so I can set the depth gauge on the quill. There we go. I'm just dragging on that paper. Yep, there we go. Looks good to me. Yep, right, now we're going to drill 12 deep. There we go. That's that hole in. Get rid of this now. Get the M5 tap into place. There we go. Tighten that one up. There we go. Drop the machine into low gear. There we go. Drop the speed. Let's get this tap started. At least this way it will be straight and vertical. Here goes. I'm going to have a finger on the stop button. So here goes. We'll get this cutting. Actually, I need a bit of tapping compound. I know it's cast iron. Let's get the tapping compound on there as well, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Just stop it at that. We know it's now started. You can see the swarf coming off. That's a nice one, actually. Loosen the chuck. Pop that out of the way. Just take that down a little bit more. There we go. And put the tuck wrench on there. Oops, is it? Right, there we go. Ew. Come on. Now, why aren't you tightening up? There we go. No, still not on there. What the dickens? That's better. There we go. Right. Yep, we're turning. As always. Let me kill that noise. As always. Turn and turn back. Turn and turn back. I know this is a spiral tap and theoretically you don't need to. But the last thing I need is a broken tap in here. I know M5. Got a fair amount of meat in the middle of it, but still, you can snap an M5 tap. We must be getting close to the bottom now. Just waiting for the tap to... Oh, there we go. Let me know it's at the bottom. Right, wind that out now. And that is hole number 1 done. 9 to go. It's coming out nicely. There we are, we're almost there. Yep, there we go. Right. 9 more to go, guys, and I'll bring you back at that when I've got it done. Okay, see you in a bit. Righto, guys, so there we go. 10 holes drilled and tapped. I've just rotated this block in the vise, so I've been setting up for the 0-0 like I normally do on the far corner from what you can see at the moment. And then my drill chuck died. So let me just bring you over to the workbench and I'll explain what we're going to be doing now. All right, guys, give us a second. Hang on. Okay, so here we are back on the bench. As you can see, this is the drill chuck I've been using now for many years. As you can see, something's gone totally adrift in there. You can't even really get it to move. Well, you can wind it in, but no, it doesn't want to play ball. Anyway, so it was mounted on this little arbor. This is an NT30 arbor, and that fitted on there, so I had to hammer that out. Didn't take too much, really. Now, of course, I'm lucky in a way. I've got a spare, well, spare not, but this is from the lathe. It was mounted on a MT3 arbor. This is a 1 to 16 mil chuck, and it tells me it's got, can you see that there? Yeah, it's got a JT6 taper in the background. Right, of course, just my luck, that doesn't fit. That fits this drill chuck, which is knackered. So we'll have to think of what we can do about that. Probably nothing. Probably chuck it and just find another one. Although I've got a couple of these, so I might not even bother with that. Now, of course, JT6. So I've had to order a new NT30 to JT6 arbor, which, just as my luck as today's Sunday, probably won't arrive till Tuesday now. Yep, now, Ozpost have managed to screw me over. I ordered the new arbor. As I just said, this is Sunday last, so 2 days ago, Friday, it was in Adelaide Airport. Now, Adelaide Airport is the closest airport to me. And I thought, great, that'll arrive on Monday. Yesterday, so that's 1 day ago, Saturday, bloody thing was back in Melbourne. So Ozpost have stuffed up somewhere, and that's why it's probably going to arrive on Tuesday. It might even be Wednesday now, because of course it's gone all the way to Melbourne. It's going to have to go through the sorting mill in Melbourne probably tonight or tomorrow morning, Monday. And it's then going to find its way back. So normally from Melbourne's 3 days, so that could suggest it's going to be Wednesday before the new arbor arrives. But anyway, to prove the old adage of there's more than one way to skin a cat, what are we going to do now? Well, okay, of course, I just showed you in the right cylinder block that this face has now got all its holes in it. And we now need to put the holes in this face, the frame. So we've got 4 holes to go across the top here. Sorry, let's do that. That's better. 4 holes to go in here, 4 holes to go in here. And then we've got one sodding great big one, which goes in through here, breaks into the port over there. That's a 14 mil hole that goes all the way through. Then we've got to take that to 15.5 to a depth of 20 mil. And then that gets threaded 3/8 BSP. So again, the adage of skinning a cat, how are we going to do it? Well, 3 collet holders, NT30 collet holders. Actually, they're BT30 holders, which I've put an extension in, which you can buy to turn them into NT30s. So center drill, tapping size drill, that's 5 mil. This is M6. So what we're going to be doing, instead of going center drilling, swap out the drill, drill to depth, swap out the drill for the tap, and then finish each hole each time, rather than changing 3 tool holders every time I want to drill a hole, we're just going to go use the coordinates on the DRO. We're going to center drill 8 holes. We're then going to drill 8 holes. Then we're going to tap 8 holes, and I'll do what is the exhaust port coming through the frames, so it comes through the frames and up in this orientation, up in the locomotive is that way, and then up the chimney to the blast nozzle, and it produces the draft through the fire. Right, so let me get these all off to the mill. The right block is set up, and I'll work out the coordinates on a little piece of paper like I normally do, and let's get some more work done on these cylinder blocks. All right, guys, give us a tick. I'll be back. Right, guys, so there you are. You can see the collet chuck with the center drill in here now. 4 holes here, so 4 center drills, 4 drills, 4 taps, and I'll do the same here, but it's actually going to be 8, so I'm just going to do the whole bloody sequence 3 times. And when I get those in, I'll bring you back, because then we're going to be drilling the first of the exhaust ports, which goes all the way through to, can you just see that? I suppose you can, yeah, you can just see the exhaust port there in the bottom. So we'll be going all the way through till we hit that. And then we've got to drill that out to 15.5 and get it tapped. Right, guys, so there's no point me videoing this. You know what I was doing, because you saw me, you know what I've done here too. I'll bring you back when I get all these holes drilled and tapped. See you in a bit, guys. Right, guys, so that's the 8 frame holes all drilled and tapped. Put the bolts in. They've all gone to the same depth, which is nice. I'm going to leave those in so that I don't fill them up with swarf, because there's going to be a lot of crap coming out of this big hole now. So we're going to have center drill. Move my drilling out of the way. 5 mil, 10.5, 14, and then I've got to go, that one goes to the full depth. Then we take 15, which is this drill. That goes down 20 mil. So we're going to be doing that. I don't think you really want to see that. So when I get to doing the 15, I'll get the big hole all the way through. Maybe once I start to break through, I'll bring you back. All right, guys, give us a sec. I'll start getting some of these holes drilled anyway. Right, guys, change of plan. Just put the center drill in. This is the 5 mil drill. I'm hoping, see if I can get you around a bit more. Maybe I can. Here we go. Right, so, yeah, that'll do it. We're going to eventually go down with the big 14 mil drill, 60 mil, which breaks kind of halfway into the exhaust port. But I'm going to leave this here, let it run, and with a bit of luck, you might see it break through. I'm not sure if this drill will break through or the other one, but I'll just record this in one big session, and if it doesn't, then I can speed it up or edit it out anyway. I'll bring it down to a bit more respectful time. All right, guys, let's get this done. Here goes. Going to get noisy. Right, it's not going to break through on this drill, so I've just got to change to the next one. So here goes. Literally just going a millimetre at a time, clearing it out. You can see there's a little bit of muck hanging on there. Oh, there it is, it's gone. Yep, there's the chips coming out the bottom now. Just going carefully. Right, that should see it for that. Right, let's have a look, see. Yep, well, we can still go a little bit further. Got to get about halfway through across the port at the moment. Here we go, let's go a couple more mils, maybe another 3. In goes the drill. Yeah, is that actually going to clear? Oh, just. We're looking good, guys. Looking good. Make sure I tighten this up. Not that it needs a lot of tightening. All right, let's get this back on the numbers. Wrong way. I need to be on. Yep, just going to clear the top of that block. Get it back to where it needs to be. I'm just looking at the DRO, guys. Sorry about this. Oops, too far. Very sensitive. 96, 97, 98, 99, 95. 16. There we go. Just put a little bit of lock on the table. Right, let's see how this one responds at this speed. Right, gonna get noisy. Here goes. That'll be fine, that'll be fine. Yeah, that won't be a problem. Right, let me just set my depth stop. That's just starting to drag. I need to go down a total depth of 60. So let's set the depth stop to that. Yep, there we go. Right. We're all set and ready to go. Here goes. God damn, that was exciting. Ooh. Right, let's have a look. I'm gonna get my head in the way again, guys, sorry. Oh, we are looking wonderful. A little bit of clean up in there to do. Right, now, got to change this drill for a 15 mil, and After that, we're going to be doing something I've never done before. Well, that's a lot of things in this project, isn't it? Right, let me change this drill because I've actually got to pop the collet out and change the drill because it's the only collet I've got in that size. All right, guys, I'll bring you back in a tick. Right, guys, so I'm not sure if you could actually see any of that, but as you can see here in the port now, we've got a breakthrough in the bottom of the port there. So that's all gone very well. This is the 15mm drill, which I'm going to go down 20, although there's plenty of meat, so I might even go down 25 or 30. I've set my depth stop on the quill, and so we're just going to literally take out the last little bit on this hole, and then, yeah, we're going to use a boring head. I've never got one now. I didn't have one, but I bought one not long back on the recommendations that they're always useful, and already it's proved itself true. Okay, let's get this down 20-25mm. Here goes, guys. There we go, as easy as that. Right, now I'm going to reset, and when I'm resetting, I'll got my head around it, I'll bring you back. All right, see you in a bit, guys. Righto, guys, so taking the drill out, put this little boring head in. This is the new toy in the workshop at the moment. This will be my first time using it, so we'll see. So we're going to just make sure it passes in through that, down that hole. I've already lined that up, actually. So I'm going to put on a feed, which you do here. And I'll just take it slowly. I'll get the verniers out. They're over on the bench. And we've got to get out to 15.5, 15.6. And then we need to tap it 3/8 BSP. So let me just grab the verniers. And there they are on the bench. Yep. And have those ready and close to hand. Right. I'll zoom you in a little bit. Now, there we go. And you'll be able to see what's going on. So I'm going to hopefully get this going the right direction. So let's have a look. All right, I've got to loosen now. You've got to loosen the gib strip first. 1, 2, 3. Put on a feed. And I'll just get this to take a cut all the way down. Tighten the gib strip back up. 1, 2, 3 little grub screws, and we'll once we get it cleaned up, then I'll start measuring. Okay, it's going to get noisy, guys, you know it. About 10 mil to go. Five. That's 20. Let's stop everything. Let's clean that off. There we go. Not doing a bad job, actually, by the look at it. Wonder if I can get the verniers in without moving everything out of place. So we were at 15 with the drill. We should be slightly larger than that now. And I'm not. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. So what are we at? Oops. We're at about 15.1. All right. stop it there. I'll get up to 15.5, 15.6, something like that, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, so there we go. 15.60, 15.65. That's okay. It's got no real pressure on it. It's not as if it needs to be a pressure seal or anything like that. It's just the exhaust port. All right, I'm going to take this out, get the 3/8 tap in there, get that tapped. You've seen me tapping before. I'm not going to do that. Then we've got to roll the block one more time, and we've got 2 holes to put in. What in this side, which is down the bottom. They're in line with the bore here, and they will be for the drain cocks. Right, I'll get this tapped 3/8 BSP first, and then we'll move on from there. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Right, guys, so that's that bored out now to, I'd say it was 15.75, a little bit large, but it won't make any difference on such a big thread as this. Get this threaded, I'll get this started in the machine, then I'll change to the hand wrench and take that down to 18 mil, 20 mil, something like that, I think the drawing says. But I'll check that out when I get that far. I'm just grabbing the tapping compound. Cast iron, shouldn't really need it, but I suppose it won't do any harm. Just put a little bit on there, just to give it a bit of a hand. So that, there we go. Right, machine's on low, so I'm just going to do this very steady. I'll have my finger on the stop button when we get that far. Yeah, right. Okay, this is going to get a bit noisy, guys, so as usual, here we go. Oh. Didn't really like that, did it? Right, okay. Let's just loosen that collet off. Right, so at least it got a start on it. Let's wind open the tap wrench, get that on there. There we go. Right. Man, that's hard going. But still, it's cutting at the moment. There we go. Forward, backward, forward, backwards. There we go. Whew. Oh, there we go. Yeah, definitely, there we are. We've hit bottom. All right. I'll get this cleaned up, set up for the next operation, and then I'll bring you back. See you in a bit, guys. Right, guys, so I've cleaned that up, cleaned up the vise a bit, put the block back in, the 0-0s are where they're supposed to be. Got this centre where it needs to be now. We're going to put 1 hole here and 1 hole here. And we're there. These were going to go down 9 or 10 mil eventually. This is a 15/64 drill, sorry, which is the closest I've got to 5.8 millimeters, which is the tapping size for 1/4 by 40 ME. So that's quite an amazing tap size, thread size. Special size for model engineers. Why we can't now progress and go on to metric fine or something, I don't know. But anyway, this, I don't know if you'll be able to read this, but I'll try for you. Yeah, you can. It says 1/4 40 ME. This is a tap I've had for many years. It's by Apex, no affiliation, of course. The important part is this little bit at the bottom. It says drill 5.8. Well, 15/64 is about 5.85, 5.9, somewhere around there. So close enough. So, unfortunately, the only collet I've got that fits this at the moment has that drill in it. So I'll bring you back when I got these 2 in, and because I was supposed to screw me over with the arbor for the new drill chuck, I won't be able to finish these holes. I'll get them in and threaded, and then at a later date I'll have to reline them up, put the DRO back on, and I've got to drill through actually into the cylinder bore with a 1.5. Now I haven't got a collet that will go that small, My smallest collet goes down to 2 mil. So, right, I'll get these done and then I'll bring you back. There we go, guys. A little bit more handheld. Sorry about this. Doing the best I can. So there you go. You can just see there's some threads in there. 1/4x40 ME. Pain in the ass to do. Very, very fine threads. All right. So, right, take this one out of the vise and I'll get on to the second one shortly, but I'm going to have a bit of fun first. Be back in a tick. Hang on. There we go. Couldn't resist the temptation. One cylinder block lightly bolted onto the frames. This is the right-hand cylinder, of course. That's the one we've been drilling all the holes in. Man, that's a milestone. That's a milestone. Doors nice and clean, of course. I've just got for the drain cocks, I've just tapped those 2 holes in the bottom here and here, of course. Got to break those through when I get the new arbor for the drill chuck. Ports, steam chest holes. We've still got the inlets, ports to drill through, but that's for another video. Right, I'm going to get onto the left-hand cylinder block now. I'm going to get all these holes and the ones that go in the frames over here, the 8, and the 2 drain cock holes in. I'll meet back on the bench. All right, guys, I'll see you. Yeah, good 3 hours for me. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Righto, guys, so there we go. Second cylinder block done, just very temporarily. Just a couple of bolts, just to hold it on, just to let you have a look-see. There we go. Man, that was a day. That was a day indeed. Lots and lots of holes. Each one of those holes had basically 3-4 operations, 21 holes in each so far. So that's, let's say 80, 85, 86 operations per cylinder block. Right, let's get this video to a close. It's getting long enough already. All right, guys, see you back in a tick. Righto, guys. So that was quite the day, quite the milestone. I'm just looking at the frames now. We've got both cylinder blocks temporarily bolted on. We're starting to get somewhere, but holy moly indeed. That was a lot of holes to drill. So as I say, 21 in each cylinder block so far. Lots more to go. We've just got to make the cylinder covers first for that. But unfortunately, as I said earlier, I still don't have my drill chuck arbor. I was supposed to messing me around at the moment, but never mind. So next one, we'll move on to making the cylinder, about the valve chests, the steam valve chests. So they go on the top of the cylinders, of course. All right, guys, so I'll bring this video to close, saying like I always do. If you can find it in your heart and soul, give me a like, a subscribe. If you're a watcher, hit that bell, hit the subscribe button. It all helps. If you're just getting to the end of the video, if you've got this far, please, please, please hit the like button. It's the likes that really, really count the most. And they put this video in front of more like-minded people like you and I who are interested in model engineering. All right, guys, this is a chef saying, see you later.